at the EigenLayer event to talk to you about what we're doing at EigenCloud. We have 2 new products coming up. It's going to go live on mainnet later today. Not yet live, but I'll explain what it is and why we're doing it. Okay, so before I begin, I want to just give a context on what some numbers, right? So we have one of the largest, TVL in crypto, right? So #1 US protocol. Built this layer called EigenLayer. On top of which, many people are building very interesting breakthrough infrastructure services. 2024, Eigen was rated as the #1 fastest growing developer ecosystem. EigenDA is a data layer on Eigen. It's the #1 DA protocol by total roll-up TVL. We also have a very thriving ecosystem, hundreds of millions of dollars raised and, ecosystem which is very valuable. But what is our vision? Why are we here? So when you think about the evolution of crypto, the main value proposition of crypto is its verifiable computation. So unstoppable, verifiable computation. And you can use this to build really powerful systems. Bitcoin is unstoppable, verifiable money. It just keeps running, and you know it has only 21 million coins, you will have your coin. Created this $2 trillion asset. And Ethereum came up and generalized this. Built the first unstoppable, verifiable computer. You can deploy any program you want on top of it. And so gave rise to finance. And what Solana and L2s did is to accelerate this, right? Just do this faster. So if you look at the evolution here, it's basically scaling verifiable compute. You're starting from a $5 computer that Bitcoin can run on, Ethereum can run on a $500 computer, to Solana can run on a $10,000 server. But this is not enough. This is not enough for us to build the next Uber on-chain. This is not enough for us to build OpenAI on-chain. This is not enough for us to build the metaverse on-chain. We need something much more powerful. That's EigenCloud. What is EigenCloud? EigenCloud is cloud scale computation. You can get infinite scaling while maintaining the core properties of crypto, unstoppability, keeps running, verifiability, it runs as stated. How do you get these things? So this is our vision, and this is going to unlock what we think is the true potential of crypto. When I was a professor at the University of Washington, ran the UW Blockchain Research Lab, I used to begin my lectures saying, hey, imagine every digital platform is intermediated, right? Intermediaries run the internet. And instead, you can have them all verifiable on-chain. I think this was not possible because you can't even run a single massively multiplayer game on Solana. You can't run a single AI agent on Solana. You can't run a single Uber pricing engine on Solana. It's just not built for this. Okay, so how does EigenCloud work? The core principle is we are not an L1, not an app. Okay, so it's a new paradigm. What is this paradigm? You can run arbitrary computation verifiably, bring the results on chain. So chains are optimized for financial transactions. I move money to you, you move assets back to me, these kind of things. But application logic can be much more sophisticated. And today, if you just go and run it on a cloud, what you miss is the verifiability, right? The cloud doesn't give you a guarantee that it's running as stated. So you have this spectrum of choices between, run something on chain, run something, Brevis was just on stage giving their update on Pico VM, right? Which is a very fast ZK prover. But you can also have, even ZK is much more expensive than you can afford for things like AI agents. You want to run an AI agent, you want to run GTA 6, we're all waiting for it, on-chain, you're not going to be able to do it on ZK. So you have this trade-off between various types of verifiable engines and the programmability that go with it. On EigenCloud, you choose your trade-off. Which one do you want? How programmable do you want? How easy you want to write it versus how verifiable it needs to be. Okay, so that's verifiability. How do we get unstoppability? So right now, what's happening in crypto is pretty much everybody runs everything, like Solana runs on a 3,000 node decentralized network. 3,000 nodes re-execute the computation. That's why it's so expensive. That's why it's so slow. Slow relative to what cloud is. So what can you do? In EigenLayer, you basically, so the way this system works is on-chain, anybody can stake and promise to run a node. And when they run a node, they're basically running this feature called EigenCompute. EigenCompute is you upload a container to it, and it executes this container verifiably. So it runs on off-chain. Okay, any node comes and executes this EigenCompute thing. What they also do is they write the data snapshot into EigenDA. EigenDA is a data availability network where you can write these data snapshots to. So you write the data snapshots to EigenDA, and now you can actually go and make actions on chain. Okay, so you go and make actions on chain. So code's running off chain, the signatures are verified on chain, and then actions are taken. So like I said, there are many grades of verifiability. It could come with a ZK proof, it could come with a hardware attestation, it could come with a cryptoeconomic proof. So we accommodate all those proofs. But now imagine there's another problem, which is there is a single node here which could go down, or it may be malicious and shut itself out. So then what happens? So then you lose unstoppability. But that's the way it works in EigenLayer is now first, this guy gets slashed. So they lose their stake. So the person has put up money, they lose their stake. But that's still not unstoppable. That's stoppable if you are willing to get slashed. So what we do is that guy faces the penalty. Anybody else can come in and stake, and they can continue running the computation. But to run the computation, they need the data. The data is already sitting on EigenDA. Go and fetch it, and you can actually, once you fetch the data, then basically you've migrated EigenCompute to another node. So this is how we get simultaneously unstoppability and verifiability. The system runs forever. You don't trust any single node. You can actually get all the properties that you want. Okay, so when I compare like EigenCloud with the regular cloud, so on the regular cloud, the base layer is a data center, right? It's a data center where everything is executed. Eigens are decentralized and verifiable, so the base layer of EigenCloud is EigenLayer. You have the stake and operators. They can run the computation forever. So that's the base layer. On top of the data center, you have like storage, compute, and other services. In the same way, on EigenLayer, we've built EigenDA, which is already live. It's the fastest throughput data layer in all of crypto. We also have EigenAI and EigenCompute coming up. EigenAI for AI inference, EigenCompute for running arbitrary computation. Now, on top of this, people can build applications which mix and match these services, use data, AI, and compute in various ways to actually build very powerful systems. So Eigen's already the category leader in restaking. Eigen's the category leader in DA. Eigen's also the category leader in AVSs. So we want to create these new categories of AI and compute and a new design pattern for building very powerful applications. So the question is, what are these applications? Okay, this is all good. It seems like theory land. What can I do with this? And so I'm going to present 5 categories of applications that you can build on EigenCloud. But the way you think about it is anything that you couldn't do because blockchains were hard to program, hard to scale, now become possible. You can actually build all of them. So, first category is agentic finance, right? So you want agents that actually do financial actions. And so look at this picture. So what happens is you come and provide money into like an AI agent. The AI agent then goes and executes trades for you and makes actions on chain. Okay, this is a meta that we saw like 1 year back, but neither the intelligence, neither the AI was good enough, nor the system was trustless. It was run on trust me bro centralized agents. Now we have EigenCloud. You can actually run fully trustless agentic finance. So agents that do actions. So I put that quote there from like a Grok engineer. This is not just a crypto project when we think about agentic finance. Agents doing trades is a big thing in the rest of the world. One of the problems that imagine a ChatGPT or a Grok wants to add a trading trading rails, automated trading, the problem that you face is if it makes a trade and you lose money, you go and buy GameStop, or maybe Grok goes and buys Dogecoin because Elon said something. Now they could be under legal liability if people complain it's doing trades that it shouldn't do. So whereas our paradigm is different. We are not guaranteeing that the AI agent is good or bad. We are guaranteeing that that agent code trades your money. Exactly like Ethereum guarantees that this smart contract code controls your money, right? So Ethereum doesn't say the EigenLayer contract is good or bad. It just says the EigenLayer contract will execute your code. It's the exact same guarantee. Think of this like a verifiable runtime. A runtime in which you can run agents, and only that agent can actually touch your money. So this has led to a lot of really good interest for us. We did a partnership with Google Cloud. They're working on agentic payment protocol, which is an intent protocol to tell to an AI agent what it's allowed to do and not allowed to do. And with EigenLayer and EigenCloud, the main thing is, how do you know the agent holds to its side of the bargain? How do you verify that it does what it said it does? You can do that with EigenCloud. Okay, so gaming. Gaming is one of the things that we've been told in crypto is going to be a big thing forever, and hasn't yet become a thing. And there are many reasons. There is a story from Vitalik on how he got started, right, in crypto because he lost his spell, right, in World of Warcraft. So how do we restore his spell? How do you make sure the next Vitalik doesn't lose his spell and forced to start an Ethereum? So the thing you can do, and a simpler thing, is a gaming tournament. Imagine you want to run a massively multiplayer game. You want to run a tournament on top of it. And the tournament basically is all the players play, and whoever wins is verifiable on chain. Once you know who the person who wins is verifiable on chain, you can actually run paid tournaments. So we have, for the first time, you can run any game you can run on the cloud. That's why I mentioned GTA 6. It's not yet live, but when it comes up, we can build an instant on EigenCloud. So we have a partner called OpenFront, which is a massively multiplayer battle royale game. And so you can actually run game tournaments on EigenCloud and get paid. But it's not just game tournaments. You can actually, when you think about the first meta in crypto games, put your game asset on chain, right? But if I put my game asset on chain, but the game itself runs off chain, even though I have my asset, the game can rug me. Right? The game can say, oh, this asset's no longer useful. This spell doesn't work anymore because it's running off chain. On EigenCloud, that can't happen because it's run verifiably. The code that you say is the code that you get. Okay, social media, right? So here is a fight between Elon Musk and Sam Altman on, hey, is Twitter manipulating the ordering to promote Elon Musk, or is the App Store promoting ChatGPT? They're fighting with each other. How do we stop this fight? You can actually run a verifiable timeline. So you take something like Farcaster, where you have all the social media feeds written onto the chain, just the metadata. But the ordering engine, the ranking engine, cannot be run in Farcaster on chain. Runs. And on EigenCloud, you can actually run it verifiably. Your order, the feed order that you get, is exactly run by this AI algorithm. And so we have a launch partner called Cura, OpenRank, and they're building a client for Farcaster with verifiable timelines. The order that you get is not manipulated by anybody, runs exactly on the recommendation algorithm that you choose. So governance is one of the biggest bottlenecks in crypto, right? Two examples. How do you fund people to build open source? Or you have a meme coin, how do you pay people to shill your coin? So both of these, if you had an AI agent sitting at the center, right? So you have an agent sitting at the center and run verifiably, then you can basically take social or GitHub data, and then the agent looks at it and says, oh, you did actually a good contribution for code, or you did a good contribution by propagating the meme, and you get new tokens. So the AI agent has mint rights against your token, which is a very, very trust-critical position. Because whoever has mint rights, they can rug everybody. But it's a verifiable agent, can't rug anybody. Okay, so we built a demo app called VibeScore, which actually shows you how to build this exact pattern. Okay, last one. There was an interview, Satya, the Microsoft CEO, talks to Dwarkesh, and he's asked, is AI a new kind of species? And Satya says, no, it's not, because at the end, agents can't have property, cannot enter into contracts, cannot start companies, all the things humans can do. But that's really what blockchains are. Blockchains allow programs to own property. If you could take an AI agent and put it inside a smart contract, then you actually get, fully sovereign agents. It's not possible before, but now it's possible with EigenCloud. You can have fully sovereign AI scientists. You can have influencers and many, many other really exciting things. And while this seems theoretical, it's actually immediately useful because, for example, right now we have this creator coin meta. Right? Creators issue their coins. The thing that you have to worry about is this creator going to honor their coin or rug the people. There's no trust protection. If it's an AI agent instead, you can buy AI creator coins. So lots and lots of interesting things that you can build today with EigenCloud. With this, I'll stop my talk. Thank you so much. Thanks to YQ and EigenLayer for being a great partner.